Thank you Asus for sponsoring today's video.
Yo.
Yeah?
When'd you get a Cadillac?
They actually just let me borrow it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's electric.
They do that?
Yup.
Yo, it's pretty light considering how big this is, huh?
Yup. It's going to be great for the simulator.
Nice.
Yo, check this out.
That's it? No sound? Just...
Okay, I have an idea. Nice. Yo, welcome to a day in my life, I guess, with my everyday carry. By the way, shout out to Asus because that monitor right there is going on our Formula 1 racing simulator. That's next month. Okay, so it's been a while. I've been wanting to show you guys my current everyday carry setup. I'd say about 90% of these things I've had for a while now, and the rest are latest additions that you might want to add to your own life. Whether it's a new bag, a Samsung phone to ditch your current iPhone, proper earbuds, or even probably one of the coolest electric cars in the current market, I think you might want to stick around in my day-to-day life so I can show you guys how I use it all. You guys probably can't tell, but it's so early, 7:45 a.m. I have a big day today because I have to go to Walid's house to film the Asus monitors for something we're doing with them. So yeah, but I'm gonna show you the everyday carry. And I guess all of it just sits here, except for the laptop. I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah, this is the Mckinnon Sling 8-liter bag. I saw Peter wearing this and using it at the F1 and I was like, damn, I need one. So I bought one. I know it's a camera bag, but I use it more or less as a messenger bag. The 8-liter form factor for me is just everything. And the thing that honestly sold me the most was the quick access sling. I like having things at hand as fast as I can, and this just made it extremely easy for me, especially if the bag sits in the passenger seat and I need something from it quickly. The bag organizes extremely well. The main compartment comes with 2 separators, although I'm currently using one. I've got my big pocket for my phone, knife and wallet, and the second pocket for my set of keys. Sometimes if I do end up putting a camera or a water bottle in the main pocket, I tend to put my wallet and phone in the pocket opening that's built with this rigid wireframe construction for quick access and full visibility. This is where my earbuds live, along my Samsung T7 SSD with its cable and my Satechi Dongle, and if needed I use the SD card pockets when I carry my camera around. I do find myself using the elastic zippered mesh pocket for my jewelry and Advils, so if I want to take off my watch, bracelet and necklace when I'm in jiu-jitsu, I put these in there. I think it's a great bag. Zippers are great, wears super well around you honestly. It's not too heavy at 1.6 pounds and it's made out of 80% nylon, 20 polystyrene. So up to now it's been aging really nicely and it's been practically everywhere with me. Mainly because, well, my phone now tends to live in there. I'm no longer an Apple fanboy, I am now a Samsung fanboy. No, not really, but honestly the S23 Ultra has been an amazing phone to daily. It actually doesn't make me want to go back to the 14 Pro, which is why I haven't. The thing that I love the absolute most about the phone is the camera. I feel such confidence taking pictures with this practically like everywhere I go, and the battery life is just a huge upgrade from my 14 Pro. I think for me the biggest inconvenience is the size. I find myself dropping this more and more because it's just so big. Falls out of my pockets, it's hard to put in cup holders. I actually dropped this really badly the other day and had to deal with Samsung for repairs, something I'll talk about within my 6-month review. Other than that, amazing phone, amazing service, and amazing software. Android is so much more capable than iOS, like for the simplest of things, including sending files, using PDFs, browsing storage. Everything is so simple and it allows me to do so much quickly. I think the thing that really draws me to One UI is simply the amount of customization it offers to complement your daily usability. Great phone, great color, amazing design, loving it. Hey Google, turn off everything. So this is the Cadillac LYRIQ. It's pretty awesome. It's funny because the guy who delivered me the vehicle said that you couldn't open the trunk from the outside. Little does he know. This is also pretty cool. And then you hold it.
It's pretty sick. You just press the handle.
Yeah.
I was expecting like the Tesla, yeah.
Okay, let me explain myself as a petrol head. Turns out Wednesday we had an event at the Rogers Cup with Cadillac, and well, they let me borrow this thing, so I've had it for a bit now. This is Cadillac's first ever full electric vehicle, and I know a lot of techies love electric vehicles, so I thought let me include this here. For Cadillac's first ever all electric vehicle, the LYRIQ is honestly a very nice car, whether that's from the outside or from the inside. This is a car that most electric fans will genuinely like. They kept their luxury heritage in small things such as the door sills which scream Cadillac LYRIQ, the trim on the inside of the door which is wood and fades into this techie triangular pattern. It has nice aluminum brush door handles, even the steering wheel indicators fits this whole luxury vibe. It's a very nice interior and it sort of reminds me of the EQS I had a few months ago, where the electric experience lies. Aside from the engine bay, of course, it's in this giant curved screen. It's not distracting. You have Google Maps literally integrated into the vehicle, driving modes, media controls, and much more. And it can sort of exclude climate controls because they also have a dedicated setup for that. Massive props to them. It just really makes this whole screen setup not feel overwhelming.
The only thing I really find funny is that the glove box release is literally in here. That's pretty funny.
To the left, there's also a section of the screen that can be controlled with a few modes that deliver different types of information. I myself like the clean button. It clears everything, which is pretty cool. I think the interior very much matches this type of aesthetic. So yeah, the center console is nice because it allows you to still control the center screen. You've got a nice center cubby matching the bottom of the center console, a 19-speaker sound system where some of them sit on the headrest of the driver's and passenger seat. The whole car is just a vibe and very spacious, and that includes the rear seats and the cargo area with an additional hidden compartment. This year's the rear-wheel drive model. They do have the all-wheel drive model available as well. Regardless of what you end up opting for, you still have this beautiful vertical headlight strips, an illuminated front grille pattern, an awesome brake light design, and overall an SUV that looks really good.
I'm just gonna go grab some food at the mall because I'm starving and we have a lot of shooting to do after this, and then I'm gonna show you guys my favorite earbuds for the price. Been using them quite a lot actually. Just ask Emmy and see.
Express.
Merde, qu'est-ce qu'il est arrivé? Bah, c'est moi?
J'ai trop de chip.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Call Walid Tihadi. Mon fils, on arrive dans comme 10 minutes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bro, thanks a lot.
Ciao.
Bye.
And so, because I no longer use my iPhone, I stopped using my AirPods, not the AirPods Max, but the earbuds. I now use the Nothing Ear 2s. I like the Nothing Ear ones. They were really cool, super clean concept. I used them for a bit. The only thing is that, well, they lacked in their most important aspect, which was sound. However, this time around, the Nothing Ear 2s really deliver in sound, and they truly do feel like a pair of $150 earbuds. The fit is absolutely amazing. I give these a 10 out of 10. My ears practically don't fit most earbuds, but these are incredible for me. I use their standard fit, which comes out of the box, and surprisingly, those just do it for my ears. They've been used in planes, trips for super long periods of time, and they stay comfortable for numerous hours at the time. But I do have to say, their ANC isn't the best, which is why I bring my AirPods Max on planes with me during long rides. Other than that, I love the OS. I think this is very much for Android users, and of course, love their design. I find myself playing with this freaking case all the time. Next to these lives my Samsung T7 Shield. Shield because, well, I've been dropping too many things lately, so I just want to make sure my data is secured.
Like everything about the car is pretty sick.
It's silent.
Is it got Ontario plate?
Ontario plate, yeah.
It has a hovering sound. Yeah, hover card.
So quoi, t'étais off today?
Yeah. Tuesdays, come on, bro. Tuesdays, ça c'est.
John m'a dit t'es rendu Marie 2.0.
I'm gonna keep scrolling on TikTok.
How's the basement? Oh wow, c'est clean. Huh? You cleaned it, huh? Before we came here? You cleaned the basement before we came here.
Je sais pas, il a dit.
Cheguei a ver se quando é lá, because the desk, since I shoot,
sick.
it has to stay clean.
So yeah, when we film outside of the studio, I like having an SSD with me at all times. This year's the 1TB model, connects with USB-C and delivers up to 1050 megabytes per second of read and write speeds. It makes them super good for when it comes to working directly from them, especially when we film outside of the office and edit stuff on the MacBook. Yeah, I can finally say that my MacBook Air can very much assemble projects on the go.
We're just filming a little clip for Asus. We're gonna add a few things here for the monitors. It's gonna look pretty freaking sick, so yeah.
This year's the MacBook Air 15-inch, and it's not the base model. If you watch our long-term review, you probably know why I recommend to avoid the base model. On my laptop, I have the 16GB of RAM module and 512GB of SSD. These two upgrades make this 15-inch screen and speaker modules really stand out. It allows you to use and take advantage of programs that can use the screen real estate and the power. And for my own personal needs, my development workflow, it's light, looks really nice, doesn't feel like a 15-inch laptop, but the downside is that I'm not too sure how well the chassis will age, which is why I got a D-brand skin for it that I need to install. Look, overall, it's such an amazing laptop to have with you at all times. The battery life is amazing, which is why I rarely bring my charger in my sling bag. I mean, the charger brick at 35 watt is super nice, small and compact for carrying, but the battery on this just lasts for days. I know this for a fact because it's the device I bring with me everywhere I go. I truthfully think that this might just be the best laptop in the market in my opinion, with the right set of specs of course. The other downside is that you sort of always need a dongle with you at all times. I used to have this Ugreen dongle that would solve my issues, but I decided to grab my Satechi hub from the office and carry that instead. This year's the Satechi multi-port USB-C hub with a 4K HDMI port. This module also includes two USB-C ports, with one of them being for power delivery, an SD and micro SD card slot, a USB Type A port, an Ethernet connection, and an audio jack. The thing that really draws my attention to this is simply how well it plugs to the laptop. Like, it's sturdy, slim, doesn't get hot when plugged with other devices, it's portable. I think it's the perfect dongle to carry around and fill most people's needs.
So we're just gonna film some stuff for the monitors. The dongle really comes in clutch. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, the SD card's right there. I'm gonna grab my bag, clear this whole space out so we can get shooting. I think these look extremely nice on this setup.
Asus actually sent us these two ROG 32-inch XG32UQ monitors. When we first built this setup, we decided to go with this particular arrangement just because it works best for streaming. These are 4K 160Hz when overclocked IPS gaming panels with a 1 millisecond response time. According to Walid, this set of specs has been great to him and his needs while gaming competitively. I do need to mention that the 160Hz OC feature is only available when using DisplayPort, not the two HDMI ports that cap at 144Hz. We also use their onboard multi-port module to connect peripherals with the help of the upstream cable. That set of ports also includes an audio jack, since these do not have built-in speakers. Features, these monitors have tons. The back buttons allow you to pretty much browse their OSDs. Things like overclocking can be enabled there, variable overdrive, adaptive sync, image outputting settings. Like, these have 96% coverage of the DCI-P3 spectrum, and that makes it great for when Walid films his TikToks and needs to grade them. Since these come factory calibrated out of the box, he really doesn't need to worry about the colors these output.
One thing that I forgot to mention last video during the makeover was that the stand actually comes with its own camera mount. That's pretty freaking interesting.
We are looking forward to reviewing their XG49WCR ultra wide gaming monitor on the channel. That's like a full curved monitor we might just use for our Formula 1 racing simulator. I cannot wait for that one.
You guys want to know what's really dumb on my behalf? Let me show you something. I have a Samsung phone, right? So my Airtag is useless. I can't track it with this phone. Well, I can't really, sort of. Let me explain.
Yeah, I know this is a bit of a useless setup, but you know what? It can come in handy. I have AirTags all over the place, like my cars, my wallet, my keys, as you can see, my luggage when I go away. AirTags are literally the best. I did download this tracker app on the Play Store that's able to sort of locate nearby tags. Like, let's say, you know, your keys are in the house, but you can't find them. You can sort of connect to them via Bluetooth with this app and play a sound. Other than that, you really need an Apple device to track these, which in my worst case scenarios, I use my Apple devices for that. But yeah, essentially this lives in my Orbitkey leather holder. It's been on for like a year now and it's aged so freaking well. Orbitkey make very good products, and after owning multiple of them for a year now, I definitely recommend them. I also have their key organizer made in polymer TPU. It carries 4 of my most used keys and carries their Multitool V2. I cannot recommend this enough. I use it legit for everything: opening boxes, measuring things, scratching stuff, as a screwdriver, filing, as a bottle opener. Absolutely great tool to have with you everywhere you go. To complete my key setup, Jan got me this DISPTCH keychain. I think my design is their charcoal gunmetal color, if I'm not mistaken. This is more of a super aesthetically pleasing braided keychain that houses a carabiner. Very nice. Can't thank Jan enough for this sick gift.
This, by the way, it's a tool I literally just got whenever like my multi-kit tool from Orbitkey can't do the job. Let me just show you.
So this is what I use to open most boxes nowadays. I got the Leatherman Rebar multi-tool. I wanted a very small and portable pocket-sized multi-tool that could feature a few knives to cut boxes, some pliers that can be used to cut wires and more, a few screwdrivers, a bottle opener. This thing here literally has it all. Looking at it doesn't necessarily make it heavy at 190 grams, plus it's made out of a stainless steel nylon, which makes it really sturdy. The design houses a few built-in rulers to be able to measure some small items on the go, and the whole thing did come in this nice little carrying case that I honestly don't use. As for my wallet and my daily watch, I've already talked about these on the channel. Look, a year later and I'm still using the same signature coated canvas 4 credit card slot Coach wallet, bought at an outlet of course because I tend to be cheap. Look at this thing, it's aged like fine wine, my friends, and it still stores my AirTag. When it comes to my new daily watch, this here's the Pelagos 39mm reference number 2547N. It's a watch I featured in my travel backpack video, but let me tell you, this here is honestly the best bang for your buck if you don't want to spend the money on a Rolex. It's the baby brother of the sub, a 39mm, and it features Rolex's in-house movement. Being titanium, this weighs around 111 grams with all the links inserted. It's a super light watch to have on you. The diver's bezel is unidirectional, made out of ceramic with a nice finish to it. Sometimes in sunlight it looks like the bezel is gray. It does create a nice little contrast along the red of the Pelagos text. The watch also has a 70-hour power reserve, so I don't find myself winding it so often. There's so much to say about this watch, and it really makes this the perfect watch to have as a daily. So that's been my summer everyday carry for 2023. I hope sharing the tech I bring with me at all times makes you discover a few cool items you can integrate into your life. Let me know in the comments section if you particularly have anything cool to share. I know school is around the corner for a lot of you and you're looking for cool tech to have with you. So I'm going to be reviewing the iPad base model next week. I will see you all then. Take care. Talk soon. Bye.